I am confident in both her ability to learn and my ability to teach her the material, but not by Friday.
No, fair enough. That's the only issue.
Hi. Context for that will not be given. Hello. Stream's on.
Yeah, I
Hi.
figured.
We were just talking about how competent Kiro is.
Very competent friend.
The answer is
Incredibly.
very.
Yes.
I suppose the reception will be guarded anyway.
Sushi.
Context will be withheld until morale improves. I mean,
Hi, Plamps. Hi, Miss. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Kiro. Hi, Ragdoll. Hi, Bear. Hi, Cheap. Hi, me. Hi, Pickle.
Hi, Krabs. Hi, Pickle.
Pickle attempted to give me a look, but is too tired.
The look is tired.
Well, we're gonna go and go Tiny Corner Cat. Hello, Tiny Corner Cat. We're happy to see you. It's Sebastian there as well. Give pets. Hi, Bet.
Hell yeah. Hi, Bad.
Little Valentine's cat. It was apparently Valentine's. I'm
Yes.
always
Yeah.
made aware of this minimum one day afterward.
I mean, I'm more interested in today, which is cheap chocolate day.
Cheap chocolate.
So Valentine's is just cheap chocolate Eve as far as I'm concerned. But no, so on Friday,
Valentine's is
actually-
0 CR. Yeah. Listen. It was very much a, oh fuck, it's Valentine's. I could have made something for my OCs. Oh well.
First Valentine's post boifs and nothing.
No,
You get
no.
nothing.
Hi, Carol. Why are you
Yeah, I
calling?
some of my chocolate for the month earlier because our library had a little event where basically a bunch of various organizations in the
Oh, yeah.
community made a bunch of chocolate, and you could donate minimum of $6 and get like little chocolate bits that were more or less homemade. Some more homemade, some less homemade. And one of the things that I got included the local 4-H club were there. And for those not in the US, 4-H is a youth program, mostly focuses on like agriculture, civil engagement stuff, and then also like home ec type things. So they were there and had stuff, including chocolate covered Twinkie on a stick. So I got a chocolate covered Twinkie on a stick.
For the non-Americans, would you mind describing a Twinkie?
Twinkie, it's a snack food cake filled with cream.
Cream cake.
It will survive
Sorted.
the apocalypse, yeah, that's sort of the joke.
Cockroach cream cake. Got it. Chemically cake with chemically cream inside. But kinda good. Sometimes...
It's sort of analogous to like a sponge cake with cream inside of it.
Yeah, we gotta have like cream buns and stuff. Yeah, so I can imagine the kind of the processed equivalent.
Yeah, I got to support my local library and got a chocolate covered Twinkie. And other things, but that was the one that stood out to me as the, oh goodness, this is going to be horrible for me, but I'm gonna get it anyway.
Twinkie is an oddity to try once. Once a philosopher. I always like to say the quote by Voltaire of once a philosopher, twice a pervert. But I've subsequently found out that's not. I don't think that's actually a Voltaire quote. I think Eric Idle from Monty Python made up that it was Voltaire. And I heard it from him. So I've been saying that it's a Voltaire quote, and it's really just Eric Idle.
Honestly, based on things I know about Voltaire, I think he deserves to be misquoted like that.
That's fair enough.
So.
Yeah.
As with a lot of historical famous men from that time period, man's an ass.
He was very full of himself.
Yeah.
You'd rather eat Twinkies than willingly engage in philosophy.
But you see, Lewis, by saying that you've now engaged in philosophy.
Ah! Twinkie philosophy. Yeah, Aurelio Voltaire. I was referring to the author slash philosopher, not Cannibal Buffet.
I mean, to be fair, he is sort of the preferred Voltaire as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
I haven't drawn anything in so long. What should I draw?
Exclamation mark drawn, only substitute my name for Chib.
Yeah, it's me. I haven't drawn.
Oh, look how processed they look.
Exactly 2 things, which is Corner Cat and fucking haunted Sherlock Cat that now is haunting me through Sawyer's profile picture.
So why would you need to
They
draw?
were going to make that their icon, so you were warned.
Why would you ever want to draw anything else after you've drawn those? Frankly, like what more could you need? You're set.
I don't know, but I'd like to draw something else.
Well, belated Jesse Ulan Valentine's or Harper Puck.
That's true. You
choose
could
your
use
poison.
this as a time to draw cheap chocolate day art.
Okay. Drawing. Fuck. How does draw work?
You hung out with Voltaire in a Detroit hotel room once. Why do you have the best stories? That you just casually bring up in conversation.
What's going on with that?
Bet knows everyone, apparently.
That's a fucking mystery to me as a person. The coolest mystery, by the way. I mean that entirely as a compliment. But I have no idea what your deal is.
I mean, I would argue that it's probably just fade nonsense.
I think so, yeah. I would accept that explanation.
Yeah, I assume you mean the musician and not the philosopher.
No, actual Voltaire. Yeah. I think Beth is immortal. Beth gives me... I don't know why this is the connection my brain is making, but I know his YouTube shorts have been shared of the guy who does a lot of explaining history that just everyone in his comments assumes he is either a vampire or immortal. He also does the, like, vampire boyfriend, werewolf boyfriend skits. That's the vibe that gives me. For some reason. Of just immortal person fucking around, having fun. And just casually dropping lore.
that one vampire who's not interested in having, like, you know, the traditional vampire sort of killing everyone and castles and stuff like that. They're just going around attending parties and meeting people and having fun.
Yes. Yeah, very much that vibe of, like, immortal who's, like, done it, you know? Just... yeah, I hung out with Voltaire. It wasn't a big deal or anything.
See, now I'm just imagining some vampire who's like, oh yeah, I hung out with Voltaire, and everyone's like, oh, the musician? And they're like, yes, definitely. Just straight up forgetting what century they're in right now.
Hope immortals have less joint soreness, oh dear.
Oh, you're the only one who would know about that, considering you're the immortal for here. So, God, I still don't know what to draw. But I know Valentine's, but I don't know what to do for Valentine's. What the fuck do people even do for Valentine's?
Buy chocolate and smooch. I say confidently, as an asexual.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the best source around here.
I know all about the romances and the you know.
I feel like you're on the same level of knowledge as me on this.
You get mad kissy.
You get mad kissing.
I mean, one thing that gets done here in the United States, and I'm sure elsewhere as well, like a lot of primary schools and secondary schools, it'll be like, oh, we're like passing out Valentine's Day, like little kitschy Valentine's Day cards to the rest of the class. And some kids get a little too into it, and I'm just imagining Jesse getting roped into putting together a bunch of just like little things for his sister to pass out at school, and he's just kind of like, what's going on here? Just completely forgotten that Valentine's Day is a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For reference, my only experience with anything Valentine's Day-y, other than, you know, like, shops doing shit, putting things on sale and such, is at my high school there was always like, oh, you can buy a rose and it will be delivered in class for this person. And like, that was just couples who did that, no one else. Because of course, it's like, so if you weren't a part of a couple, that just didn't happen.
I think you met Mad Kissy in a Detroit hotel room once. Sound like a fun evening?
Read some very good romantic fanfic written by a sex. Yeah, no, that's. Listen, I'm not above writing romantic shit or drawing romantic shit. It's just that at the top of my head, I don't know what the fuck that is. I need to think.
Bear has written, Cheeb, remember how Mars was trying to get rich friends to marry Jessie because she can't fathom being killed by a man that isn't of a certain class?
Oh, yeah, right.
You're just casually dropping
Yeah,
that.
we did. Yeah, we did talk about that, huh? Thank you
There
for
you go.
reminding me of my own lore.
Jessie's upper class suitors. And Ulan furious in the background. With a knife.
Do I remember how to draw my own OCs?
The eternal question.
The eternal question. It never ends.
One of these boxes contains a Valentine's-themed long Furby, and no, Jay will not say which one it is. Well, Miss and Plamp certainly have ideas. I wonder who Jeeb's drawing.
No one. Don't look at me.
I just like how there's a certain signature thing to draw for a character. And you just immediately know who it is.
In this case, that thing is tits.
I can't help
It's the open shirt.
that Jessie is like that.
I mean, you can.
No, I can't.
You're the author. Authors have complete control over their characters, as I know.
Yeah, you know about that.
Also, cool faces. Bear's doing faces. Bear's making faces again.
God damn it, Bear. Why you gotta do that for? That's so rude.
Could be Moggs in a shirt. Well, you see, miss. Your first mistake is assuming he's wearing a shirt.
First mistake is assuming that
That's
Moggs
how
would
we
fit
know
in a
it's not
shirt.
Moggs. So that's how we know it's not Moggs, because it's someone in a shirt.
Yeah, Moggs who famously wears shirts.
Monks loves wearing shirts. Other people's shirts, mostly, but shirts.
Do some Valentine smooches, why not? Oh god, I gotta draw faces. Interacting. That's why not. How does that work? I had an idea that was silly, and now I've got to draw faces in at angles up against each other. You looking at the doodle of Tivos he's interacting? Did you have laying next to me? Ooh, doodles.
See, I'm with Jay in this picture, though, because if you want to really show your love, show them your love by going, cool, I have made a smart decision and now gotten you twice as much of the stuff you like.
Do this before it's too late. Otherwise, I've once again drawn a picture of Jay on the side where their hair is. Guess the OCs. You think it's Saltarello and the Mothman from October and Co.
Yeah, I think so too, Miss. I think you're correct.
Saltarello seems like the smoochy sort. Yeah. You can catch him with a mask off.
Saltarello hasn't smooched anyone yet, but...
I mean, I know enough about TTRPGs to know it's just a matter of time.
They're a people pleaser, but if you actually want to get close to them, that might be more difficult. That makes sense. No reflection, no shadow. It's a mask. Well, the Avonvale one is a mask. The Druskenwald one is a pumpkin. A hollow pumpkin.
Classic.
Into which a certain amount of soup is probably still swilling. faces. Just keep moving the faces around and then it'll work.
No, that's also what I'm like looking through it as like, how did you look again? I also think Jesse might have gone to the gym again in my absence.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's. There's a manga I've been reading where one of the characters is a professional photographer, and one of the places that he does photos for regularly is a drag bar. So he's done photo shoots of the various folks who work there at the bar, and one of them we actually like. Sometimes it's just sort of referenced, but one of them it's actually like it's a whole big shindig, and he drags his brother, his brother's partner, and then his own boyfriend with him to help with the shoot because it's like we need more people. I need more hands. And one of the little scenes of like him freaking out as he's trying to set everything up is going to one of the performers, and it's like, why did you go? Like we fitted you in this like last week. We fitted you for this last week. Why did you go to the gym again?
Well, that's the next prompt sorted. Jesse and drag.
No, thank you. Based on how much of the struggle his face is currently, please don't. Please don't make me figure that out live on stream.
Don't worry, I'm struggling as well, it's fine.
Okay, it'll do.
Even assuming that Saltarello keeps things in said pumpkin? I don't know if they're comfortable with the idea of storing things in their head quite yet. They have bags, it's fine. And those bags don't have...
Lenore did get small again, yes. Lenore is small unless made big, not is big unless made small.
giant woman as a treat.
Yee. How small, big tree. Lenore. Is Lenore the smallest of the group, or is that me?
There's a lot of small ones.
Yeah. Well, Wemble isn't small, he just has small energy. Meanie is the smallest, got it. And I think then Lenore, then Wimble, then Matt, then Saltrella probably.
Yeah,
Wimble is big. Wimble is
Hmm.
4 foot something, I believe. Like, still not that tall, but not small creature size. Finn could make him fit. Yeah. Wimble also scurries like a rat everywhere. One good boot to the arse and he'd get in there. Wimble wouldn't need a boot to the arse to get into a bin. He'd just get in there.
There might be a pigeon in there. Get it!
Yeah, it's some fun stuff.
Oh yeah, that
That
was
session.
the.
With fun stuff, I mean, they definitely almost didn't die. It's fine.
No,
Nobody died.
Most of us were fine.
Some of it. Listen, I can't help that everything's out to get them. That's not my fault.
We're in the fun, spooky, haunted house. It's a great time.
Yeah.
Well, Saltarello thinks it's a great time.
This height chart amuses me a lot.
No, they had a lovely little dinner, and they met a very nice lady who definitely isn't dead and a ghost.
What?
But
she seems so normal.
Yeah, she seems so normal. Is the thing. They did have a little scuffle against just a full horde of weasels.
So many weasels. They came out the clock. You say that, miss. The old lady quite happily sat down and drank tea and chatted with us, and then we left. Nothing weird at all.
Yeah, a Boogle Swarm.
Boogle Swarm. Oh, heck yeah, shooting things with crossbow for large numbers. That was my time with Sal Todd.
Mm.
No, Lois is delightful. You come through the microphone at the best moments. It's great. It feels like you're commenting on what's happening in the game. It's a good time.
It's quite impressive how often the timing just is great for these things. What else happened? They met a little doll girl. That was fine.
Oh yeah, when Bob became a parent. Very
Well,
temporarily.
became a parent for like a solid 5 minutes. And then got a haunted bag.
Yeah, got cursed by a bag. Good times.
There might be something living inside the bag.
Oh, there is
That's
something.
fine.
Yeah, but that something can be helpful. It can come out and attack enemies. Well, it can attack enemies.
Can also be unhelpful because it can get out during your long rest.
Well, that hasn't happened, so.
Mm-hmm.
This is Inquisitor Candle Hat Lady. All one word. Was like an evil funhouse.
As opposed to regular fun houses, which are definitely not evil and cursed.
Flashbacks to the
yeah.
Efteling.
Compare this to the Efteling. But I mean, if it's like your original was like as a one shot basically, so like then you definitely change the plot considering like a lot of plot important stuff comes up here. Or, well, shush. I didn't say anything.
What? No, nothing
Actually,
significant
it's
happened.
not all plot important. Don't worry about it.
Nothing significant to either the story at large or our characters has happened in this house.
No, absolutely not.
Because they're claiming squatters' rights.
That's fair enough.
Platform of Cricket House is like Mr. Druskafeld says, here, have a house for free. You do have to go and tear it out yourself. But yeah, that's
Very different.
very different. Is any of this in regards to spoilers you shared a while back? Things are coming up, yes, but haven't come up yet. That I shared with you.
Flesh train? What? We did have a train with a face.
Yeah, but it wasn't made out of flesh.
It was. Well, we didn't look on the inside, to be fair.
No, that's fair.
Well, not after it transformed. We did before, and there wasn't any flesh there at the time.
I mean, all things considered, how are we defining flesh?
Let's not get started on biology in the world of Crooked Moon, because I have history with this.
Yeah, Chris kind of had a crash out about the definition of humanoid in Dungeons and Dragons, which is valid. But also, that's how it works, baby.
It's a humanoid in D&D. Dunno!
Humanoid is in the eye of the beholder, which is, of course, an aberration.
I'm fine with the
Exactly.
beholder not being a humanoid. That makes perfect sense. In fact, I think probably all the things that I would think of as not humanoids are in D&D not called humanoids, and that's fine. The issue is in some of the things I would call a humanoid. But no.
I think historically it also has to do with like origin of the thing, because it's not just this is a creature that is shaped like a person.
Then use a different word. The word already has a definition.
They do use different words for those.
My spell's talking about humanoids. I'm going to assume things that look like humans it's going to work on. Grumble, 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 grumble. Oh, do I hear a pickle? There is a pickle by my feet.
Oh my god, a pickle.
It's Pickles. He's down the well.
And so is Cresp.
Rip Cresp.
I'm rescuing the Pimply. She wishes escape, so I will zoom out and back in a second. Jesse's having a great time.
Jesse looks like he is confused on multiple levels on what the hell is happening here. Sleepily finding reference. Well, I mean, right now, the one you've drawn is a very sleepy reference, so it works.
Yay. Things that are also not humanoids.
Yep.
Changelings, fairies, plasmoid, satyrs, threatborn, warforged, and harvestborn. Yee.
Yep, and every single one of those is because of origin, because a lot of those are either fey or artificial.
Over 10. We still
Right.
talking humanoid.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, and also there's a fact that got redeemed, so you have to deal with that now.
Where is the book? I dropped the book. I have the book. Oh, Saltarella's not a humanoid either. Great. Good.
Again, probably because of origin.
That's not what the word means.
In D&D, if it's an artificial being, they are generally not considered humanoids.
Clyde Barrow of Bonnie and Clyde fame.
Sure.
Was full name Clyde Chestnut Barrow.
Chestnut? Oh.
Chestnut. What a nice middle name.
That's cute.
Cute. Speaking of cute. I zoomed in on Jesse.
Oh. Okay. I was waiting for the rest of that sentence.
The rest of that sentence is gesturing towards Jesse.
Oh, okay.
And yes, plants. Graveborns are undead, which is different from humanoids. Though you can have undead that were originally humanoids, it's technically a different thing as far as D&D categories are concerned. And Warforged are also not humanoids. They are also artificial beings on account of the fact that they're basically infernal robots. it does make sense when you take into account how that categorizing works in D&D as far as things are concerned, but I will also point out, just because the rulebook says something doesn't mean you have to follow those rules. So if Cheap wanted to say Saltarello is now counts as a humanoid, they have that power.
Oh, it's too late for that now. Also, apparently, according to that, pigeons are vermin, and that I disagree with. So, it started off with the pigeons are vermin
as
thing.
Like the D&D categories are concerned, yeah, pretty much. Because the humanoid tag has less to do with the shape and more to do what plane of existence they come from and their origin in that plane. Because D&D is a multiverse, people just don't always deal with it. Refuse to accept the French as humanoid. Well, that's between you and the French.
To engage with D&D rules, you have to accept that at a fundamental level, D&D is a very, very silly game that doesn't care enough about making sense as you might like it to. The issue I have with that is there are so many rules. How could it be a fundamentally very, very silly game when there are it's 90% rules?
Because they've been sort of stapling things onto things since the 80s and going good enough.
Like, I play, full disclosure, I play D&D because my friends play it. If they wanted to play Cypher instead, I'd be very happy. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the stories and the fun and the characters and all that sort of stuff, but D&D as a game I don't think is particularly good.
No, I mean...
I agree with that, and I have played more D&D than you have. I do think there's better. That's why there's different systems, because I definitely think that for a role-playing game, it is surprisingly bad to roleplay with.
Yes.
Well, and again, that's because we've got, like, stapling rules onto rules since the 80s. Original D&D wasn't a role-playing game. Original D&D was someone went, hey, we're going to do, like, Army Men tactical tabletop game. Like, it's a war game, but we're going to use magic and elves instead. And then it's been repurposed multiple times. So yes, I would agree with you there. As far as, like, games systems that I am aware of, the main benefit D&D has over a lot of the others is because it is so old and so well established. If you're sitting here going, I'd like to do X in D&D, there is probably either an official module or a homebrew where that has been set up.
Yeah, I think that's mostly it. It's like there's just a lot of things for D&D that are fun. Like, for example, Crooked Moon. Very fun.
Yeah.
Would I probably enjoy it more if it was in the Cypher system? Probably.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the fun, the world of Crooked Moon and the little adventures that we've had so far and going through this haunted house. It's a good time. I don't think the rules of D&D have necessarily like synergized with that experience in any way. But
Yeah. Mm. I agree with that. I feel like, if anything, it kind of makes it less spooky. But maybe that's also me.
yeah, if you've got like a massive spell list and you're going, okay, how am I going to deal with this? Shall I paralyze this ghost? Shall I wonder if it's susceptible to being frightened. Does it have a high willpower stat? Like, you're not being spooked. Thinking about numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Whereas
I
if
think it's far easier to spook people in, say, the Cypher system, where you suddenly have to, like, be more creative and...
Yeah.
Or even, for all its flaws, the Dishonored system as well. Like...
Dishonored's primary issue was combat was just completely unbalanced.
Yeah. But for role-playing, it was, like, it did its job.
That was its, like, main selling point. When you opened up the manual of it, there's this whole comic of people doing the roleplay stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a neat system, I think, of how it worked. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you don't know what a Cypher system is, I like Cypher because it's very bare bones, and most of the mechanics are to do with your character, like what they can do, just sort of generally as a person, which I think is neat. And you don't have that many tools to work with, but they're quite abstract, so you can start having to solve problems by thinking, what would this person actually be able to do with their limited skill set? And sometimes that limited skill set is they're good at running away from things. And sometimes that limited skill set is they can send out a psychic blast. You know, it's... it's still very flexible, but it's also very abstract. And quick to pick up.
Oh yeah, it's very good for what it's meant to be. Like, if you want a role-playing game that is focused on role-playing and not as much combat, I highly recommend the Cypher system.
He's good.
It very much pulled, because we switched over like halfway through our Borderlands game, which we use bunkers and battles for. That's a system I do not recommend, because it basically is D&D, but it has a gimmick, but the gimmick doesn't work.
It's nice in theory, but yeah, it doesn't work.
It's a cool gimmick in theory, but because it's supposed to like make you able to like be more badass and like pull off these cool moves, like do fantastical shit and such, but it just doesn't work.
So the fun thing is, would you believe me if I told you that 5e is actually not the worst that D&D has been when it comes to, oh my god, there's so many things here, what's even going on?
Oh, I truly believe that, considering I've heard fucking, I've heard people talk about the others. What was it recently? Someone brought up, Will or something brought up of like...
Yeah, Plants has it, Crown belongs to 3. Yeah, 3.5 had just so much.
Was like, in 3.5, barbarians couldn't read. Like, as a principle. Something like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'm like, you're getting in the way of roleplay now. the point of this experience.
No longer a character choice, that's just weird.
Might as well just be playing a computer game, right? Like, if I don't have that kind of level of agency.
That's the fun thing. A lot of... As far as, like, older... So 3.5 has, like, its pros and cons. That's part of the reason why Oh, heck, my brain is forgetting the name of the system. There's another tabletop system that basically branched off of at 3.5 once they switched over, once the D&D stuff switched. Pathfinder, there we go. Thank you, Plamps. Pathfinder essentially took 3.5 and reskinned it, but like 3.0 and 2.0, poof. The only real way I'd ever interact with 3.0 or 2.0 is through some video games, and there are some video games out there that are based off of the AD&D, as it was called, 2.0 system, including the first two Baldur's Gate games, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Also, I've only played Monster of the Week once, but I want to play that again. That seems fun.
Oh yes, I definitely would love to explore Monster of the Week some more. That was very fun.
I made the fundamental mistake of picking a character whose skill set was essentially designed for doing things between sessions on a one-shot. So I made it work, but
It still worked, but yeah. No, but I'd like to explore that more.
Means
That
you
was
guys
fun.
need to bring those three back into a game.
yeah. Oh no, more Puck and Harper,
yeah.
and also Jason.
Oh no, not more fucking Harper. Has anyone gotten sick of fucking Harper?
Now that I say that for Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, you've got it. 5 also has that similar problem of like, oh, there's just so many things. Having a computer do the calculations does make things a whole lot easier. But yeah, no, 2 and 3 were even worse about it.
Oh god, I can only imagine playing D&D with paper and pencil.
Yeah.
For the amount of rules I'd miss and numbers I've... Remember that bit in that Sherlock game where I had to sit down and do like a magic square for 20 minutes? It would feel like that. I want to do this thing. Right, give me 10 minutes. Okay, then you add that, and that's divided by
Offensive
2. That's...
mages, particularly wizards in 2 and 3, were both horrendous to work with and also stupidly overpowered if you focused in on like one particular thing once you managed to survive to a certain level. Like there was no real in between. It's either this is the fiddliest nonsense and I feel completely useless, or I am literally the only one who can do damage here and my damage is nuclear bomb. And yeah, Kira, my first D&D experiences were all paper pencil. That's where we get Hattie, the deranged little goblin that just steals things off the walls and then makes various tinkering devices, including a cannon that's taller than she is.
I'm... For all that I complain about Roll20, which I do a lot,
For good reason.
I am so happy I don't have to actually figure shit out in real life.
Yeah, well, and again, that's, like I said, where that quote-unquote plus for D&D comes from. There's so much stuff out there to use to make it simpler. Or stuff to use if it's like, I don't want to come up with a story. Here's a module that's already been made.
Yeah.
But that's not so much a plus of the system itself, so much as it's just
Time.
an inherent thing that happens once you have enough people who are interested in a thing. Like, it's like basically the positive is the fandom makes a bunch of stuff and makes it available.
Yeah.
Which for some things is definitely a plus, because like I said, if it's like I want to try playing a game, I don't necessarily want to come up with an entire story for the campaign myself. There's a bunch of campaigns out there, both officially made and not. And you don't necessarily have that with some of these more niche systems where if you're going to come up with your own, if you're going to do a game, you pretty much have to come up with your own plot line. Oh hey, it's Noah. Hi, Noah.
Hi! Hello! We're talking RPG stuffs.
Hello.
And also Valentine's. And smooches.
Anyway, RPGs are fun.
RPGs are good. Just telling stories with friends with silly characters and stuff is good. So with today's characters, left to right, this is Jesse, Jeeb's character. This is also Jesse. This is Ulan's name.
Bear is drawing studies, so who knows who they're drawing.
Bear's doing faces. Because Bear apparently needs to be more powerful. And here you run the gamut of the couples, quote unquote, that I have. Of Kat, Rose, Tori, August. They're definitely a couple. They know it. It's fine. And K and J.
The thing about Tori and August is that they're so aware of things.
They're definitely, yeah. They're good at picking up on social cues. Yeah, Lana and Jesse don't have a crush on each other. They're also great on picking up on social cues.
Listen, the thing is that Jesse's great at figuring out social cues, and Ulan has issues.
What?
So,
No, why? Why would he have issues?
I don't know. It just came to me one day.
Can't think of a single issue he might have.
No, famously, no issues with anyone in his life or previously in his life. Or
If you want to know more about that, look up ChibiNetherlands Fatal Flaw. Where would be the best place to start? For that?
just look it up. Google it.
Look it up. It'll be somewhere. Well, don't Google it. DuckDuckGo it or something. Look on the.
Yeah, if you Google it, you're likely to get some AI nonsense.
He doesn't. You know who does have issue? Catalyst Infinite. You're so right. Cat and Florian are a perfect couple.
I mean, I'd argue they have issues, just not as a couple, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's entirely fair, considering, you know, one of them
This is a walking disaster, but not because of how they interact with each other.
No. One's a vampire and a researcher, and the other is chaos incarnate. That's just entirely different. But they get along great.
has on that puffy.
I like how they're going down the gambit of just linking all of Cheeb's socials.
Hey, stop that. What are you guys up to?
Linking your socials, as I said.
Why? This is not my
Look,
stream.
People need to know about Ulan and Jesse and MJ and...
Yeah, exactly. It's not your stream, so we need to link your stuff, because Crisp's stuff is already all linked on his main
Yeah, exactly.
page there.
Why would I link my stuff? It's already there.
I don't
have-
think that's true.
I have regular posts going up on a bot saying, hey, you can click things. Yours?
I'm sorry, I forgot about the bot. I thought you were gonna add it. I have regular posts going up and I was gonna laugh at you.
Look, just because I haven't posted on Blue Sky for a month. I do like how I said at the beginning of this month, like, it's February, I'm going to do the February thing, I'm going to lock in and be business focused and all that sort of stuff. And so far, all I've actually managed to achieve is the business anxiety side of things.
Fair.
Hooray. Thanks, February.
Listen, you said you wanted February
Yeah.
vibes. You never specified. That's on you.
I was rather hoping
Yeah.
it would be the business side. But also, it happened again, only this time it happened more so, that the moment I start getting advertisements ready to say, hey, commissions are open, I get commissioned by people. This always happens.
I mean, that sounds like a good problem to have.
It is not something I should complain about, but it just always happens, and I never get to advertise commissions.
Oh, now you've got all the things prepared, and whenever you're done with the ones you're currently on, you can just post them.
Usually what happens at that point is that I've changed the commission thing, so I have to make new stuff. And then halfway through making that, I get commissioned. Like I say, it's very much, first world problems, but it keeps happening. Oh, you did a collage of your characters for Valentine's. So hard to limit yourself. I saw that. I did see that. That was on Blue Sky, wasn't it? Oh, that's only posts. Yeah, yeah. I should probably ask if you are okay with me showing it on stream.
What?
It's a public post, so it's probably... Sorcery and Small Magic's book came in, been fighting the urge to reread. Is that the one people have been reading?
It's one that Bear's read through twice,
Uh,
or at least borrowed twice.
yes.
And that's probably going to be next on my list to listen to, assuming that Bear isn't still listening to it by the time I finish the one I'm currently on. Still finishing up Sabriel.
Yeah, I saw you posting about that.
I need to get some of my shelf read. Yeah, no, I know that mood. Like, oh, there's so many other things that I should be reading on my shelf that I haven't read yet. Time to buy a new book!
Oh, there was a word that I encountered that was like the satisfaction, the act of accruing satisfaction from buying books, even though you have books to read. There was like a word for that, I think, in Japanese.
That
But obviously I
doesn't
don't remember
surprise
it
me.
or where I saw it.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to remember a word in Japanese on account of the fact that you are neither Japanese nor fluent in Japanese.
You'd be surprised at the weird words I learn. Like, for example, I've learned that egg is the ancient Greek for goat. Because, and I know that because if you've ever played a game that references the Aegis Shield or Aegis Shield, that is in reference to the ancient Greek shield of Zeus, or whatever it was, the mythical shield that was made of goat skin, so it's the goat shield. So if there's a reason to remember it, like some sort of etymology, it stays in my head.
Okay. I definitely haven't drawn in a while. Jesus, that took so long.
Know that feeling. Sorry, just in the other caption.
Not even a Valentine's card. They're stupid, Your Honor.
They're so stupid. Jessica and Nulana are doing great. Yeah. They're doing so great is the thing.
But yeah, I'm just gotten over the halfway point at Sabriel.
Exactly, miss. You get the vibe.
Said please.
Hey, twinsies clamps. I'm also at the 52% mark.
Ooh. That's your sign.
On chapter. Just started chapter 16 out of, I think technically 29, but there's an epilogue, so sort of 30. And there are so many things happening. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you've heard of it, Noah. It's Garth Nick's young adult book published in the 90s? So it's been around for a while.
It's Garth Marenghi. Listening to a book that
These
you
are some very good faces, by the way. Just want you to know.
Good faces. Detail in the
In
hair on
case
that
you
one
would
on the
like. Okay, yeah, Sabriel 1995. So there we go, mid 90s. Yeah, audiobook's narrated by Tim Curry, and just as basic premise, basically our main character is a necromancer, and she's the daughter of a necromancer, and she's just more or less finished her time at boarding school, and is now having to go back to her homeland to try and figure out what the hell happened to her dad, because something horrible seems to have happened to her dad. Which is kind of a nifty premise, because you don't see too many like protagonist necromancers out there.
I did see. I know I've started saying it. I do have to finish it, but this doesn't go anywhere. So I saw a comic on Tumblr. I can't remember what it's called or who it's by, so it's gone forever. That was about someone who brings someone back to life after having been killed by a monster, but the person who brought them back was the monster. But they don't want to mention it. I'm guessing like a werewolf kind of situation, so they turned into a werewolf, killed a person, turned back, went, oh god, and then resurrected them. Which is an interesting concept. But alas, again.
Something hilarious happens in 18. Well, that's going to be interesting, because I already had time just mild giggle fit at the absurdity of what was happening in chapters 14 and 15 with just so many bad puns I could make with that situation. Also, one of the characters is a sarcastic talking cat who may or may not be a demon, so...
All cats may or may not be a demon.
This one's a bit more so. All cats may or may not be humanoids.
Who said that? Lewis? Lewis is banned?
That'd be Lewis.
Ban Lewis! Banish him! To the realm of non-humanoids. Which is not wouldn't be difficult, because it's a shark. No, don't actually do that.
Bye, Lewis.
Well, it was Clamps that did it, so it's fine.
Oh dear. Although now that you say that, Lewis, I'm pretty sure tabaxi are considered humanoids.
Taking the last of the Yorkshire puddings. How dare.
And now Plamps is threatening Lewis in the Discord.
have started a domestic.
I mean, to be fair, Clamps is the one who pressed the button. Percussive me.
I draw people in love while tearing apart a relationship for fun. I have lost the ability to draw.
Oh, dang, you had it in the first place? Because I sure didn't.
Not allowed to complain about anything around it.
Never. We are allowed to complain. I'll just
Just rebuke
keep
me.
going.
You'll just get sassed for it.
Also, you can draw. Look at this. It's very cute stuff.
Look at what?
Look at this, and then also that.
I don't know what you're showing people.
Opened mod view of the stream by accident. This is too weird. Yeah. There's too much going on.
Steve, this picture is very cute, but also I just had the weird thought of like, so dogs can't really eat chocolate. And I'm just now imagining Harper being like, "Oh, here's some Valentine's Day chocolate," and Puck completely like doing a horrible job of reading the room, and then just completely and totally honestly going, "Oh, I'm allergic,"
Probably, yeah.
and just giving it to someone else.
Waste not, want not.
Puck doesn't even know it's Valentine's Day, probably.
Yeah, probably not. It's just kind of like, "Oh, someone gave me chocolate. Well, I can't eat it. Hey, do you want it? Want chocolate?" Just hands it over to Jay.
Oh, heck yeah. Also doesn't know it's Valentine's.
And thus, Harper Harper's plots continue to fail. She tried once.
Never again. Have a good miss. You get yourself some chocolate too. And thanks for chilling. Hope you have a lovely time. Already did. Brilliant. Bye-bye. You ever change a line and then go, oh yeah, that's what my character looks like?
Yeah. Occasionally. I'm known to draw my characters the way God intended.
My brain slightly misfired there and was about to say, but you're God. Because the only time I mention God is in the context of RPGs, and you're the GM. It's like, you're God, you can do what you want, you're the GM. It's like, that tends to be not what people mean when they say God.
No, I don't.
What is God if not the GM of life?
Sure.
I'd recommend they swap to a better system, but whatever.
Yeah, or at the very least, share the rule book.
Yeah, that would be nice. Quite a lot of things need rebalancing, I think.
Like, I get not wanting to show off the Game Master's Manual, but like the player handbook, please.
You ever change a line and go, that's not my character?
Yes, also.
Patch notes. Crabs are a little OP in evolution, so nerfing them a bit. Trying to think of other ones, but they're all just depressing topical news issues.
Right.
I mean, you could pick on basically any sort of wildlife in Australia, and that would work.
Patch notes. Nerfed Australia. just in general. It's too big. The animals are too much. It's too hot.
I bet.
Yeah,
Have
I
fun
bet.
with your immortality.
Yes. Enjoy meeting historical figures. Hope you had a nice time.
Kitty.
More faces. And Puck, who is definitely knows what's going on.
Yeah. That
Yep, definitely
Puck's
knows what day it
famous
is.
for knowing what's going on is the thing, I think.
I am also a big fan of let's draw Harper with the eyes and eyelashes and nose and little blushes on the face and stuff like that. Let's draw Puck, Muppet.
Yeah, listen.
I mean,
The thing
It
is, if
conveys
you
the
draw
vibe.
Sort of
someone
how the
who's
relationship is as
unaware,
far
then
as I'm
Muppet
concerned.
face is the best way to do it.
What was that show where like it was about a married couple and whenever you saw something from the perspective of the husband it was a sitcom, but whenever you saw it from the perspective of the wife it was the drama. Anyone remember that show?
I don't know, but that sounds hilarious.
Anyway, I think there's something going on here of like sitcom and rom-com, like sitcom and romance story going on, depending on Harper and Buck's perspective.
I think it's just how they see each other.
And meanwhile, this is all happening in the background of a Monster of the Week story.
Yeah.
Never forget, there are zombies happening.
Never forget.
Harper is the chosen one.
Harper is the chosen
I
one.
did forget about that.
She actually chose to deal with this.
Harper is the chosen one. Buck is the Canadian, i.e. werewolf. And Jay's also there.
Exactly.
And Jay has a camera.
Jay has a camera.
Just gonna send this to Siren immediately. I mean, the thing is, in Harper's eyes, Puck is either the most beautiful person on this planet, despite everything, or a Muppet. Like, no in between.
Their relationship will truly blossom once she realizes that he can be both simultaneously.
Yeah.
A Muppet dressed up in a prince's costume. Oh god, now I'm just reminded of that one Cinderella direct-to-video movie where there's this scene where Prince Charming is trying to leave the castle and someone's like, "You will not go down these stairs," and he just sort of looks at the window, shrugs, and then throws himself out the window.
Oh yeah, that's... Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Okay, well, Plamp seems to know what the name of the show is because I just looked it up and this seems to match the description of what you've described.
Ah.
Kevin can F himself.
That sounds about right. And roll, cute roll. He eep.
I like how she didn't even bother to give, like, Puck defined fingers on the hand. It's just like, yeah, this is a shape.
I mean, I never really define fingers when I draw on stream. I just give up.
It just adds to the Muppetness of him.
It does.
Because at least with Harper, we've got, like, since we're seeing it from the side, there's like, okay, there might be more fingers here, you just haven't drawn them because of the angle. But with Puck, it's like, nah. Nah, this
No.
is just straight up a puppet.
Wish you could do that when on stream too. Well, nobody's stopping you, Gara. Just fake mitten shape and then call it a day. That's what I do.
It is a skill one must cultivate. The ability to say, that'll do. And usually, it will do.
Perfect is the enemy of that's fucking done.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons I started doing draw-throughs. Just to get used to going, okay, right, that's done, move on. We don't have time to worry about anatomy. Their heads are circles, all their names are Jesse. Moving on!
There, go take a nap. Or actually, at this time of day, it's probably just go the fuck to sleep.
Yay, go to sleep! Need to look after yourself. You're important.
Hell yeah.
Faces.
Go eat some cake.
Yeah, go with cake. Delicious, flourless cake.
Hey, come on, guys. No heckling. I mean, I'm not even out here to tell jokes.
Have you ever been?
Is there enough room? Probably. I mean, I don't know how much longer we're going to be going. At Captain Fendorian! Sorry, just zoomed out. I've bunched all my drawings up right at the bottom, so clearly I'm not taking up much space.
I've just been all over the place. I can move.
I've mostly
I like
way
the idea that this is one scene. This is one scene at the bottom. J and K having a smooch. We've got Kat and Rose having a smooch. You've got Tori and August being oblivious. And you got Mal chancing his arm with Elle. Oh, I almost egged. Almost. Didn't though.
Draw an egg picture. Do it.
One day it will happen.
That day could be today.
It could be. Too small to do eye shines. Brush fangs and luck, yeah. Akiro, you know me. If I can work in a 3x3 pixel grid, I will. Then that
Yeah,
way we
that's
have,
not new information.
that way we have more room for cool bear art and chiboses. What's not to like? I don't need to, though. Yeah. Just because I don't need to doesn't mean I don't want to. I mean, I also don't want to, but I don't not want to, so... I usually do it without realizing. It's not like a deliberate choice.
I mean, all things considered, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing your attempt at doing, like, actual pixel art in tiny space.
I mean, I've done pixely stuff before. Usually in the style of an existing pixel art thing. Like Final Fantasy sprites or what have you. I also found out, I was looking this up, so there's a website I use quite a lot called the Spriters Resource, which is a place where people just upload sprites from games. Just graphics of any kind from games throughout time. So if you want a particular sprite of a character from a game or a particular piece of art asset or whatever, you know, might have the background to that thing. I've used that several times for, like, you know, I want the background to Phoenix Wright games so that I can draw Phoenix Wright drawing. Boom, it's there. It's a good time. But I found out there's a bunch of other versions of the Spriters Resource. I can't remember what they're called, but there's like one for music from games, one for 3D models, one for I subsequently discovered sound effects from games. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I can get the sound effect, a specific sound effect from a Final Fantasy game. So I was like, Final Fantasy VII, let's see if I can get, like, you know, menu sounds, because I'm, like, messing around with trying to make a game at the moment. It'd be fun to make menus, borrow the menu sound so I have, like, a placeholder. And you can get the sound effects from these games, but they're not labeled very well. So it's just, here's a zip file with 0.0.wav, 0.1.wav, 0.2.wav, all the way up to 578.wav. So good luck.
Yeah. Well, and then the question becomes, is this because the original files were named that way and whoever put them up was like, I am not going to bother you, just get them as is? Or is it because that's just how... Because these are usually, like, community built up of, like, various people who mostly work with ROMs, tearing things out and going, ooh, let's look at the guts and let's share the guts with everyone. If that's just how they decided to save them when they were pulling things out of the guts, and just kind of like, well, deal with it.
Seems to be.
Yeah, I've definitely seen things like that where it's like, I don't know whose fault this is, whether it's you, the uploader, or where you got these from, but Someone has bad naming practices with their files, and I hate you in particular.
Good luck, Hero. You've got this. You can do it. We believe in you.
We believe in Kira.
We believe. All evidence points towards you being a hard worker, and you've got this. Thanks for being here. Thanks for cat pictures. And your presence. Yeah, bye! Yes, it's sounds.spriters-resource.com. The sounds resource. And it has sounds from games, what people have ripped, which is definitely, don't think about copyright.
Oh, I don't usually. I figure with especially stuff like that, a lot of it is an archiving thing. And I am very big on archiving pretty much any sort of thing that's culturally relevant, for whatever that might mean.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to take those things and then use them to make a game that you then sell for profit, things get more questionable.
Yeah.
For various reasons. But as far as, like, if you wanted to know what was going on in the back end and such, yeah. Especially with older stuff where it's harder to get a hold of it. For some reason, I'm looking at this and my first thought goes to, oh, he's just gonna eat that man, isn't he?
Might also happen, but you know, consensual.
Love makes you do interesting things. It's all about impulse.
Marion was trying to get some weird herb out of a tree, and at Cat's solution was not to climb the tree, but to toss boyfriend into a tree.
Listen, the boyfriend needed to get to the tree. That's the thing. It's like...
And that was solved.
Yeah.
And Cat is genius. And almost nobody got hurt.
Almost nobody. And that's what really matters.
Yeah.
Alphanorian got his thing that he needed, so...
Boo, gotta open up things to get references. Do you get pinged when I open up your game, Jeeb, on Roll20? Often wonder.
No.
Okay. Haha, I can sneak in and find things. No one will know.
Gasp.
I will draw
What are you
Amogus
thinking?
everywhere.
How dare you? Anyway, I drew the most functioning couple that I have.
What an interesting bar for the rest of your characters to compare themselves against.
I think that is factually true. Now that I think about it. I don't have that many couples, and I think Afghan and Norian are like up there.
Yeah. I mean, compared to, like, you know, Ulan's dealing with some stuff and Puck is Puck, yeah, I think you...
Yeah.
I guess of mine, Cat and Rose is probably the most normal relationship, but their relationship is actually quite normal, so...
No, of course, the Hopgates are at the top.
Oh, Hobgaze, of course! Rock and Parsley.
Of course.
Of course! Have a good plimps!
And then right below that are Fedorian and Afghan.
Literally running between their feet. I don't know why I always imagine them as tiny. Little chibi versions.
Because I always draw them like this.
Have a good Lewis. Don't fight over the Yorkshire puddings. And it wasn't my fault. Catch you later. Thanks for chilling. Well, I was gonna draw something, but this feels like a good cadence. Lots of people are heading on out for rest.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we're at about the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
I mean, if you still want to draw something.
Nah, I can wait.
Go for it.
The context will have gone by then, but I think that'll just make it funnier. So,
Okay.
But will you remember it to draw it later?
Because I have notes. I haven't drawn anything on this because people mentioned Valentine's Day, and I was like, well, I've got to draw smooches. So, and then I had to draw
And look
smooches.
at all these good smooches.
There's two of them.
There's a whole two of them.
There's two of them, and more characters who aren't doing that.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls get a smooch. The two idiots will get one eventually. After about 25 comics of awkwardness, they will get that.
Mhm.
I mean, I fully expect that the first in-comic kiss to be a Hershey's kiss.
I've heard of that. What is that? Is it like a Twinkie? That's an unfortunate shape.
It's a little candy chocolate drop.
Right. It definitely looked like it dropped. I'm fairly certain the Dragon Quest people can sue for this.
I think Hershey's is older than Dragon Quest, so probably not.
Well, I don't know. You might be right. Hershey's Kisses was first produced in 1907. I think they might have just beaten out Dragon Quest.
Yeah, a little bit.
They got a trademark for it in 1924. So, okay, Dragon Quest people, be careful. Don't make chocolates of your slimes.
But yeah, they're gonna get their kiss eventually.
Yeah.
Probably before Ulan and Jesse will.
Wouldn't count on it. I mean, before the boys came along, I was actually starting to make that comic series. And then that
Listen,
happened.
the thing with that is that I haven't started Fatal Flaw yet.
You have? You have started it.
Kind of.
I saw the comics with MJ breaking into places.
Still need to finish them. Don't remind me.
Yeah, but you have started it though, haven't you? So
yes, which is kind of a prologue. So,
there you go.
Jesse's not even in the picture yet.
That's whatever. The idea that Tori and August could be a couple isn't even in the picture of August's mind yet, so don't worry
We'll
about it.
see who gets there first. It's gonna be a race.
I have three.
A very, very long race.
I have 3 comic series of stories between the boys, the calendar origins, and August and Tori. Not to mention the newsletter comics as well.
I haven't started. I have started officially, like you say, but like, other than that, I don't know how I'm gonna fucking make this a thing.
Well, clearly,
The slowest burn.
clearly, we have to sit down together and learn Godot so that you can make it into a visual novel.
Sure. That might be it.
Well,
I don't know.
Because then it's mostly writing.
Yeah.
Once you've set up the basic architecture for a visual novel, or frankly found a thing online that's probably like a pre-built template, you just plug stuff in. You're great.
Yeah.
I did think one thing though, if we are going to sit down and learn Godot, I will have to learn it alongside you, because I program in C# in Godot, but chances are you're going to want to program in the native Godot language, GD script, which I don't know. So
Yeah. I don't know C#.
yeah, C# is a more general one. My stream bot is programmed in that. I used it in Unity. It's, I think, did Microsoft make it? I can't remember who made C#. It's just a
Well, it's a derivative of C.
yeah. I think technically it's a derivative of
Hence
C++.
the name.
Because it's like 2 pluses on top of each other makes a hash.
Well, yes, but the C++ is a derivative of C.
Yeah. C#, principal designers.
And now you're saying letters at me.
It's a programming
Yes,
language.
because for whatever reason, they decided to name some of the earlier programming languages after just letters.
Yeah, C.
There was also an A and a B, but we don't use them anymore.
Fair enough. Thing with C though is it's very, very much like move this memory around, and it's difficult to keep track. So they made things like C#, which were just kind of handles that stuff for you. It's less efficient if you really, really know what you're doing, but I don't really, really know what I'm doing. So I'll take it. It's called higher level programming language, which makes it sound impressive, but it actually means that you don't know what you're doing.
Perfect. But yeah, I'll be learning Godot.
Yeah.
Godot language.
Yeah. GD script, which I think is similar to Python, maybe? Which is named after Monty Python.
Nice. But I have installed Godot,
Yeah.
by the way. So whenever you say, hey, I don't want to do anything else today, let's make a game.
So the problem is, every day for the last month and a half, I have had a period of time in that day when I've gone, okay, let's work on games. I should be doing something else. Let's work on games.
Perfect.
Literally, so you look up GD script, the Godot thing. It uses an indentation-based syntax similar to languages like Python. GD script is entirely independent from Python and is not based on it. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, There are other languages that use indentation for figuring out like where you are structurally in part of the language as far as like loops are concerned.
Yeah.
COBOL also does that. COBOL sucks. No one can do COBOL.
Yeah,
but also COBOL is designed purely for business applications, so no one here is going to be using it anyway.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And to be perfectly honest, that's one of the things. Python, I think, is a better language to learn as your first language in comparison to C.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of things you can get away with in Python that it's like, oh, that's dangerous. What do you mean you can just have variables around it, not define what type of variable it is?
Weak typing,
what do
baby.
You mean you don't have an opening and closing for where your for loop starts and ends when you can nest things inside of it?
It's great. I mean, it's not. I like that
That's just
structure.
So dangerous.
Most of the bugs on my website are to do with the fact that JavaScript doesn't strongly type things. And so it thinks every time I'm trying to add numbers together, it's like, oh, these numbers, are they actually words? Cool, we'll just put them next to each other. 1 + 2 is 12. And then everything breaks.
Yeah.
Very annoying. Anyway.
Computers are stupid.
Hopefully GDScript is a little smarter than that. We'll find out soon, at some point. Let's specify a time at some point. Let's specify a time that we can specify a time. But until then,
specify a time tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Swoosh. Not today. I have swooshed away. Yee. Hope people had nice. It still says Saturday. I didn't change that, did I? Now it's Sunday. Now I'm going to move to Tuesday where it says Sherlock, which is not true.
You're well prepared.
I'm very well prepared. I haven't made the parsnip for the next game yet. But yee, we're playing a new game on Tuesday. Well, it's not a new game, it's a very old game. Not the oldest we've played, but certainly jank. And I'll be playing it on an emulator, which is not common. I usually play sort of executables from storefronts, like GOG or whatever, in some sort of DOSBox thing, which is an emulator, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, technically, you play quite a few games on emulators.
Okay, put it this way. I'm playing a game on an emulator with the ROM that I ripped from a disc I own from my childhood. That's what I mean. Which of course I do for all the other games that I've played. Because you have to source the ROMs yourself from legally obtained copies. I have to say that because I'm the streamer and I'm legally obliged to make sure that everybody is doing things legally.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to whatever this is because you have implied that at least a couple of us are also familiar with the game from childhood, so...
At least one. I don't know if anyone else is. And I don't know how entertaining it's going to be. So it is a bit of it's a kind of game I don't normally play on stream, but we'll see. I'm hoping the jank will be fun. I know there's definitely weird stuff in it that I'm sort of looking forward to exposing people to, but
I can't wait to figure out who knows about this.
Let me have a look in my bot. That's too much of a clue. Was gonna give a clue. I mean, I don't know how much of a fun surprise it's going to be anyway, but because a lot of you are going to go, really? Or what?
Anyway,
that is end of stream. Anyway, have a lovely everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chilling. If you're watching on the VOD, thanks for VODing. And I hope you're having a great whenever it is you're watching. Have a lovely week. Look after yourselves, get chocolate, sleep well.
yay.
And then wake up and eat more chocolate.
Bye.
Bye!
Bye.